is going on, guys? It is Wrestlemania here, back with another video. A surprise return like the Hardys at Wrestlemania 33 can set up the wrestling world on fire, but not all returns are equal. Here are 10 of the worst WWE comebacks ever. Number 1. The Ultimate Warrior's return in 1996. There's a lot of low-hanging fruit here with the Warrior. Let's begin with his 1996 return where he squashed Hunter Hearst Helmsley at WrestleMania 12 in a 1 minute and 39-second bout. With only a handful of appearances and stellar matches, Warrior's return was unforgettable and short-lived, much the same as his 1998 return in WCW where he confronted Hollywood Hulk Hogan and the New World Order. Warrior formed his One Warrior Nation and wrestled 3 matches during his return, a War Games match at Fall Brawl, a tag team match on Nitro, and his pièce de résistance, his Halloween Havoc loss to Hulk Hogan, arguably one of the worst matches in wrestling history. Number 2. Kensei. Okay, we know Albert wasn't exactly running wild in the WWE like Hogan, but his tag team run in the Attitude Era and Prince Albert gimmick was miles better than his 2012 comeback as the ill-fated Kensei. After being released from the WWE in 2004, Albert gained better exposure in Japan and promoted as one of the top gaijin for New Japan Pro Wrestling, so once WWE learned of his new popularity, they were more than happy to sign him back in 2012. He would enter as Kensei, a gimmick that looked like a throwback to Hakushi in the New Generation era. There was at least potential for the gimmick, but it just ended up being another stepping stone for John Cena and Kensei becoming jobber to the stars. Number 3. Kevin Nash. The NWO's return in 2002 was disastrous, other than for Hulk Hogan's babyface return. Nash's ever-fragile body self-destructed early on, sidelining him for months. When he returned to feud with Triple H, fans remember all of Nash's limitations in the ring. The guy was big and had charisma, but his broken down body made for boring matches, even when the WWE put him in stipulation matches like Hell in a Cell. Dare we mention Nash's return in 2011, when he became involved in the power struggle between Chief Operating Officer Triple H and WWE executive John Laurinaitis. To his credit, Nash worked less than a handful of matches, and even did so without any serious injury. Number 4. The British Bulldog's return in 1999. Davey Boy Smith paid a hefty price to join Bret Hart in WCW, buying out his WWF contract to jump ship. However, WCW didn't know what to do with him, and Smith's second WCW run was terrible. Even worse, he injured his back thanks to a stupidly gimmicked ring which featured a trap door for a later surprise appearance by the Ultimate Warrior. Smith's back got infected and WCW fired him via FedEx as he recuperated. Smith returned to the WWF but looked terrible. His injuries and personal demons had caught up with him and he was booked in the mid-card, battling over the Hardcore Championship. Number 5. Rob Van Dam's 2013 return. Rob Van Dam's WWE return was clearly two-pronged. Number 1 to collect paychecks, and number 2 to help get WWE stars over. Even when he phones in matches, RVD can be fun to watch, but his mismatch program with Alberto Del Rio over the World Heavyweight Championship was surprisingly dull. It was good to see RVD, and generous of him to put over new talent, but it was disappointing for RVD fans to see his career go out on such a weak note. Number 6. Trish Stratus' 2013 return. The WWE's Babe of the Decade is also renowned as one of its top women wrestlers. Trish retired on top at 2006's Unforgiven but returned for occasional appearances, including a stint as a trainer on Tough Enough. Regrettably, she chose to return at WrestleMania 27, where she teamed with John Morrison and Jersey Shore Snooki to defeat Dolph Ziggler, Layla and Michelle McCool. The sight of Trish in the ring with Snooki was like mixing a glass of Remy Martin with Kool-Aid. Number 7. Marty Jannetty's 2005 and 2006 return. Jannetty has certainly had his ups and downs in his wrestling career and has been given more than a handful of chances to prove himself in the WWE. What could have been an excellent feud between him and former partner Shawn Michaels in 1992 ended up disastrous as Marty was fired midway. His lackluster return with Leif Cassidy as the New Rockers in 1996 still wasn't as bad as his 2005 return. It was seen as a one-off deal, but Jannetty impressed management enough to let him stay on in the WWE, even offering him a contract. But his stay was short-lived, and the WWE let him go in July. But yet again he was given another chance in 2006, helping former tag team partner against Vince and the Spirit Squad. But his inability to keep the laughter to himself during the Kiss My Ass segment and missing a TV taping led to his firing once again. But it doesn't stop there. 6 months later, WWE tried once more, but due to a court order, he was unable to travel and was fired for the 3rd time in a year and a half. This is probably a record. Number 8. Scott Hall's 2002 return. Fans were excited when Vince McMahon announced he was going to bring the New World Order into the WWF. Certainly former superstars Hulk Hogan, Kevin Nash and Scott Hall could shake things up, especially in time for WrestleMania 18. Unfortunately, Scott Hall was in no condition to perform, and his return was short-lived and embarrassing. Number 9. Batista's 2014 return. The Animal's 2014 return at the Royal Rumble saw Batista become Bootista as wrestling fans voiced their displeasure that Daniel Bryan wasn't in the Rumble and Batista had eliminated the then popular Roman Reigns. Even a heel turn didn't help Batista, and he left the WWE mere months after his return. And number 10. Test. Big Man Test's 2006 return to the WWE was spoilt when WWE put him on their version of ECW, aligning him with new ECW stars such as Mike Knox and Matt Striker to battle the ECW originals. Test competed for the ECW Championship but always came up short. A reflection on how uneventful his return was. Well guys, there you have it, 10 of the worst comebacks in WWE history. Subscribe if you haven't already, and I'll see you next time with some more wrestling content.